So I turn it down and I'm like, okay, what the hell am I gonna do? I'm gonna do insurance because I defaulted back to that. I'm like, I'll go back to insurance. I'll get my insurance license again. I'll start trying to find clients. And I didn't even know, what am I gonna sell? Like life insurance? Am I gonna sell like Aflac again? I'm like, just trying to figure out like, how do I do this?
Yeah.
And then it was, I forgot too that I had applied with the FBI when we still lived in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Completely forgot about it. So I get this random email at one point. They're like, hey, we saw your application. We'd like you to start the special agent program.
Yeah.
And I was like,
that sounds great.
oh shit. Like you recognized me, you saw me, you found me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I thought, all right, I'll entertain it.
Yeah.
I'll just see where it goes. That's probably never going to happen.
Yeah.
So I start phase 1 testing, took this exam. I get out of the building and I get an email as I'm walking to my car, and it's like, congratulations, you've passed phase 1 testing.
Yeah.
I can't talk about the questions that were on there. I think I signed something saying I wouldn't talk about it, but I was like, holy shit, dude, I just passed phase 1 testing with the FBI. Like, dude, this is like in motion. I'm gonna be a special agent. Like, this could actually happen. So they're like, hey, we'd invite you to go take your PFT. And they kind of gave me a list of, hey, you go do this many push-ups, run this fast, blah, 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 blah. So I did that, failed it, didn't pass it. And I told them, I said, hey guys, I didn't pass the PFT yet. I'll get in shape. Like, just give me a couple of weeks. And so they said, well, hey, that's all right. And I thought, well, maybe that's part of it. They wanted to see if I would be honest about it. Yeah. So they invited me up to Seattle to go meet a panel of special agents. And I'm like, I can't relocate the family again. Yeah. I'm like, I can't do this. I'm like,
we just got here.
So I'm like, babe, I mean, who wouldn't want to be a special agent with the FBI? It sounds cool as hell.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I can't do it. I got to give it up. I had to sacrifice it for my family. I'm like, all right, I got to pull out of the process. They're like, okay, well, if you change your mind, let us know. Yeah. Oh, damn, now what am I going to do? I'm broke. I'm filing Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Yeah. I just gave away this cop position. Yeah. I just said no to the FBI. And I'm like, yeah. And so we just, we got into the Medicare world. Yeah. I won't drag you through all that one, but we ended up building our Medicare business, and then I started building this merchant services business on the side. So kind of these two plates I was spinning. Yeah. And then just really over the course of the last handful of years, we've just grown and grown and grown and grown, and then we built up enough of residual income. I remember the day I was working for Liberty Mutual. This was in 2019, and probably the worst job I think I've ever had. Nothing wrong with Liberty Mutual, but the manager I had at the time, oh my God, she was so freaking condescending. And I remember knowing that I have fuck you money now. Yeah. Like, I have enough money, I have a residual income, like I can literally walk away and say, screw you guys, I'm done. And that's, I totally did. It was October 2nd.
Good for you.
It was like, I'm done. Yeah,
that's
we're done.
That's the day you can remember forever. Yeah.
But it was that transition of, okay, like I felt super, super empowered at that point. Like, all right, I'm officially a business owner, and I'm never going to go back to work for somebody. Yeah. And then it was just like, back to, I brought up the FBI, but not to jump ahead too far, but to backpedal a little bit. When I applied for the FBI, before I was going to go up and meet this panel of special agents, they said, well, hey, take a selfie, take a picture of yourself. Yeah. And so we can see what you look like, and make sure that you're not like a 300-pound guy that's, we need to know that you can actually go through the phase 1, phase 2, all these testings. So I did. And I had a buddy named Mark Flory. Mark, if you're watching, buddy, love you, pal. I haven't talked to you in a while, but he's starting this coaching business, right? Yeah. And I was his first client. He's like, okay, what have you always wanted to do? I'm like, I don't know. I've always wanted to be an actor. Yeah. He's like, okay, well, let's get it started. Like, what would you do to get started? I'm like, I don't know. Like, Google how to get started in acting. Yeah. And I found casting networks, and it was, set up a free profile. So I used that FBI photo, and I posted on there. I'm like, okay, here's a good picture of me. Well, I was tan as hell, because it was like August. So I'd been laying in the sun and just, was wearing a suit. So I was like, okay, it was a good picture. And I get this email, like, I don't know, a couple months later, totally forgot about it. This local company that does background work, and they're like, hey, we saw your profile on casting networks. We're doing some Z Nation stuff. Yeah. In fact, so Sean, you guys were on the Z Nation thing, weren't you?
So that's
no, Caleb,
begs the question now of like that's how you got into acting, correct?
Yeah, yes, I mean it's they were like, hey, we have this part we think you might be good for. It was a Native American, and I was like, okay, so I was tan, so I looked Native American, I guess. Okay.
Great.
So they invited me out. I got started in that, and I just fell in love with it. I was like, dude, where have you been all my life? You know, I love doing this. And then that just kind of evolved into commercials, and then more extra work, and then, okay, your first movie. And then we did, you know, the biggest one I've done to date is Recollection. You know, Caden Butera. The movie's not out yet. It will be here probably in a couple weeks. By the time people see this podcast, it will be out.
Awesome.
But, so that was fun. Waking Lazarus, that was another one.
So then for, you know, just getting to know you a little bit better, we've kind of covered, you know, kind of how you got here and, you know, technically how you got into acting, and we'll get into some more of that as more and more podcasts come. So let's just go back to like right now as we're sitting here doing this podcast, what do you do for a living? Like, how do you describe what do you do for a living? How about that? Yeah.
The elevator pitch. So it's funny because we had that merchant services portfolio. The only reason I even have a merchant services like credit card processing.
Yes.
And the only reason I even have it is because when the guy sent me a letter in December back in 2014 and said, hey, you know, we just basically took your whole portfolio and you don't have any money anymore. Yeah. I did it just to get back at him. I was like, you know what? I hate the industry. I'm like, I don't even want to be in the industry, but I'm just going to do it just to piss him off.
Yeah.
Just because like you took him from me, I'm going to go back and call all my clients and try to take as many of them back as I could. Yeah. And pretty much all of them were like, yeah, dude, we'll keep working with you.
Yeah, we're relationship-driven people.
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah. And so I started doing that. And of course, I got a cease and desist letter. And I was freaked out. Like, what is this? Oh, God, are they going to take me to jail? You know, and having no idea what it even was. Yeah. But we did it just out of spite, just to, you're good. Just because. And so I had that portfolio, and that was like the first chunk of residual income. And then it was like, okay, I remember going over with my wife to one of her cousins' houses, and I was talking with her husband, and I'm like, well, so, you know, what are you doing for a living? You know, we're new in the area. And he's like, I'm doing Medicare. I'm like, Medicare? What do you mean Medicare? I'm like, for old people? Yeah. He's like, yeah, no, it's, you know, open enrollment. It's like 8-10 weeks long. And, you know, you write some policies and then you pretty much don't work the rest of the year. I'm like, okay, you have my attention. Yeah. And so we got started in that. And so the first season I got something like 50 or 60 clients. Yeah.